So my whole Overwatch career, you could say, I've always been playing DPS, because, it's the cool guy that does a lot of damage, and it's also the role that has the most fun kits, like, for example, Genji, Echo, Tracer, or, the new Sombra, in comparison to, like, support, where I would personally say the most fun character in the support role is Ana, and even she isn't that fun to me personally. Or in tank, someone like Zarya or something hasn't felt all that fun to me in comparison to the flex DPS characters, which is usually the projectile ones. Now I'm all of a sudden switching to tank after putting so much work into DPS and doing that stuff. Now there's two main reasons for that, for me switching roles right now. Number one, just tank queues. Well, with tank, they are by far the shortest. With DPS, during a busy time, it was like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and like in the morning or something, it could have taken up to 10 or 15 minutes, which is like really bad. The second and the more important reason for me personally is just mechanical skill, I'm gonna elaborate on that. With DPS, so recently especially with the release of Sombra, I've really felt the impact of, your mechanical skill on your actual performance in a game. For example, with Sombra, you don't have like really good tracking and you just don't get that kill in that like really small window of time. It takes your impact on the game, on one side you're like hard carrying a game to the other side to where you're kind of doing nothing, like if you're not getting the kill and you're not able to kill your target before the support comes in and instantly heals them back up, because that's kind of how supports are. If you don't get that, like you're kind of doing nothing. On DPS especially, your aim and mechanical skill, like it really is incredibly important. Like if you're having a bad day and you're not hitting those dash like turnaround right clicks on Genji, you instantly go from one day you're like playing hot, you're like hitting all these insane shots and you're just hard carrying a game. It goes from that to you just like genuinely you're playing so much worse, even though you might be still making the same decisions in terms of game sense. But that mechanical skill, it really takes down your impact like crazy, which to me personally, this isn't like I'm not saying this is a fun factor for everyone, but the reason I play Overwatch is not for the aiming part. If I wanted to aim, I'd go play CSGO or Valorant, I play for the fact that it's so diverse and game sense oriented. That's why I play. That's why I enjoy Overwatch. So when I have a quote-unquote bad day on my aim with Genji, and I literally just I troll games, I just play insanely bad just because of the fact that I'm just not feeling it on the aim. It really demoralizes me and doesn't, it's not the reason I play Overwatch. So that's kind of the big reason. Now there's a third secret reason, the extra special reason, which is Doomfist. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So I switched over to tank and I'm one-tricking Doomfist. If there was no Doomfist, I think it's safe to say that I wouldn't be playing tank, because as I said previously, DPS appeals to me because of the fact that it has the most cool and movement-oriented kits. And Doomfist obviously is the same, right? He's an important factor in me switching to tank. Now, if you've seen my videos before, you might be watching this like with a tear in your eye, being like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Why did he spend like 7 months playing and improving his DPS just to throw it all away by switching to tank of all roles? And if you think that, first of all, I don't blame you, because, kind of makes sense. But I do have some interesting news for you. So I've been like, like hardcore one-tricking and, doing my best and improving with Doomfist for about 2 weeks. And the thing is that in that time frame, I've actually climbed from plat to higher than I've ever been on DPS, which is Masters 4. And you can't deny that me switching roles has like really ruined my whole challenge, and like, no, if anything, it's improved the chances of me actually completing it, which I am still trying to, which is, get GM by the end of 2023. Clearly from the results, it's going very well, and I'm also having a bunch of fun doing it. And this is the part where you might get confused, because you might be saying, wait, did he just use the words tank and fun in the same sentence? And no matter how paradoxical that is, I wanna assure you that those weren't the voices in your head, that I actually did say that. And now you might be asking, like, how is that even possible? Counterpicking is the single most annoying thing in the game, and tanks, especially one-tricks, have it the absolute worst. And look, I'm not here to tell you that there's no counterpicks. There absolutely is. And in fact, I don't remember the last game where there were no counterpicks. Every single game there's at least one. And now you might be asking, well, how the hell is that fun? So here is where you have to differentiate fun that the game gives you and like shows you. What I would use as an example is if you're a soldier and you start shooting people, you get like dinks and stuff, and then you get a nice little ching when you kill, right? Let's call that direct reward for fun. With Doomfist, especially against counterpicks, what you get is indirect value, and in turn you get indirect reward. Because you might be thinking, oh, well, if I go in, the Roadhog's gonna hook me, or the Sombra's gonna hack me, and I'm gonna die and stuff. And that is true. The counterpicks are preventing you from playing the game, but you're doing the exact same to them. You're preventing them from playing the game. They literally have to focus you, otherwise they're kinda useless. Like, if they let the Doomfist go rampant, then they're not doing their job, right? Here is where, if you wanna be a Doomfist one-trick or any, tank one-trick, you kinda have to, well, realize what is going on here so that you can actually enjoy it, because it is enjoyable. Like, indirect reward is enjoyable. The best way I can really describe it is that the whole game you feel like you're losing and like the game is terrible, but then you end up winning because you're kind of getting focused. And if you're able to play with that, and yeah, it's not gonna be directly fun, but if you actually recognize that and you understand that, to me, that's actually really fun. Knowing that I'm bringing a bunch of value to the game by evading and denying value, I think that's pretty cool. So to sum up the points, number one, tank queues are amazing, Second point is that my play is a lot more game sense oriented, which is what I enjoy a lot. And the third point is Doomfist, because Doomfist is cool, in my opinion. I personally am very happy with my decision to switch. I would say that 99% of Overwatch players should not do what I did, because I just don't think we enjoy the same thing. Well, me and the majority of players. But if you watch this and are like, holy shit, if he climbed so much in 2 weeks, then Doomfist must be easy. I'm gonna go play Doomfist and I'm gonna get the GM in a week. Cause look, if you think that, I invite you to try it, and I would like to hear the results. Because maybe it's true. Maybe I'm carried by Doomfist. I don't know, I personally don't think so. I just really enjoy and actually get the character. Like, I understand every move I make, I understand what kind of value I'm getting, so it might be just a personal thing, it might not be. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, I have 1 month to get to GM. I'm probably gonna be streaming, like, whenever I have, like, a longer session. because, you know, it's a exciting time for me. Please leave your negative opinions in the comments, and I will carefully and thoroughly ignore them. Anyway, see ya.